What is the deal, good people? It's your boy, your big homie, Kickstar, back in the building.
My name is Ramon.
He is the Kicks man.
I wear wingtips and shit, son. And some ones.
Hey, son, they go on your feet.
Some ones.
If they go on your feet, no need to retreat. We back at it, man. We in here. We talking about some stuff. We got a few things on the topic. A few things on the gamut of things to talk about. Son, where you at with sneakers, son? You've been kind of quiet. Nothing.
So you know the cat, letting the cat out of the bag. My wife and I have embarked on a life-changing endeavor or venture,
son.
Whatever you would call it.
Big ventures.
We are now
big
homeowners,
things.
so thank you. Crowd goes wild because I'm broke as shit now.
Yeah, man, cue the fucking applause, man.
We are in this transition period where, we're getting some work done in the home before we move in. The house has been we've been packed up in boxes for like months now. So
living out the fucking bag, son.
So we're not in the new house yet. So one or two things, I mean, it's not that the money is tied up, so to speak, because a lot of the, preparing for such a purchase is you do a lot of your saving ahead of time. But I've just been so focused on this and getting back on my feet because I wasn't working for a while. So I really haven't. There's a few joints that I saw, like those ones, those brown ones. What do they call?
Oh, the
mocha joints. I saw those. I was like, all right, I'll get back to those.
Yeah. I think you can probably get them for maybe high.
I could deal with that.
High twos ish.
So I got those. I got to circle back and get those all black Quantums.
Oh.
The Yeezy joints, didn't they come out? The basketball sneaker that he had, I thought I saw some all black ones that dropped.
Not yet. So there were the bariums. Well, the Quantums released last year. Well, not last year. This year during Chicago had the fucking All-Star game. Now the bariums released. Those are the ones I had.
So
I showed
those.
you.
My apologies.
Nice.
I got it wrong. That's the ones I want.
Right. Now, the Quantums re-released. They restocked.
The Quantums aren't the basketball shoes, though, right?
No. So, both are Quantums. All right? However, there are the basketball Quantums, and then there are the lifestyle Quantums. Just like there are lifestyle bariums, and there are basketball
What's this blue
bariums.
low top shit?
So, the... What? I don't know, son. I don't know what you're looking at, baby.
I'm looking at some StockX shit. They're called the teal blue. Yeezy teal blue.
Oh, so those are the 380s. Yeah. I think those are the ones you was. There was a pair that you said you were getting for your wife.
No, I got her. I think she got some 350s or some shit like that. I don't know. Fucking
350s.
Just give them a number like everybody else that don't.
Son, this is Yeezy with the fucking numbers, son.
I'm gonna circle back for these. So these are the only two I'm kind of like, I gotta, probably on the Christmas list.
And I'm thinking that the Yeezy Quantums are the ones you want. They're the black and they're kind of silverish, and they're the. I don't know. I'll show you later, and then you can make the decision which ones. Because you got Quantums and you got bariums.
Yeezy, spelled bariums, B-A-R.
B-A-R-R-I.
Oh, yeah, the bariums. Yeah, these are cool. I could rock with these two. Damn, these are
those
160. Whoa. Not bad.
All right. So that was my next thing to say to you. Yeezy bariums and Quantums have been going for great prices. So, whereas when the Quantums originally dropped and they were limited because he only gave them out, they never went for sale. They were like 700.
That's what I was expecting.
Some people may have You know what I'm saying? No. Like now, after the restock, you can probably get a pair for under retail.
I'll pick these up. These
you
are my style.
So
a little weird.
Yeah, and they're a little weird. They're Yeezy weird. I think with your tapered style, like I am tapered now, but not tapered.
Are
to
you
your
fucking accusing my skinny jeans of being skinny, son? That's what it sounds like.
Hey, listen, you said skinny. I said tapered. That's two different things.
Fair enough.
Two different things. So, but I think that these are nice. These are your style. I'm gonna tell you the Yeezy 700 V3. Those are really your style. When it comes to that type, they're very. I'm gonna tell you, they're very Prada shoe-ish, Prada sneaker-ish. If I'm even allowed to say that in this.
Safflower?
I just got those. Safflower is one.
These are interesting.
And they're coming out with an all black pair. I think those are your. I don't
know, fam. They're not high top though.
Sunday. Right, but they're not. But you wore low top.
Pradas, I did. I got a few low top Yeezys too.
Yeah, so it's like when like I put them on. Even though they don't fit like Prada sneakers, they are extremely comfortable, and they could have done better. Like they have that whole booty system, like the ones you bought and you sold.
Those 700 Bs or whatever.
However, the MNV. MNVN.
I regret selling MNVN.
So, the lace system where it's totally attached, it has that, and so you really have to get your foot into it, but your foot will get into it, and walking in them is really comfortable. So I can definitely say that was a good buy when it comes to a comfortable sneaker. They could, like I said, they could have done better with that whole booty system because it's a really kind of sort of a struggle to get them in, but they're not as bad as like say the fucking
the bronze,
the Fear of God. Nah, the Fear of God Nikes, son, them shits are insane to put on, and worse to take off.
You're not gonna put them on. Let me get those.
No. Can you wear a size?
Well, if you can't get them on, I will.
if I'm giving them to you, yeah, you fit any size, huh? Shit. But I don't want to say I'm late or we're late to the party with this this next topic, or our first topic, but it is a topic nonetheless, and it's something that's worth noting and talking about because there's been a couple of people in YouTube land to have a say in the approach or how they feel about this topic, and it is the Netflix special Sneakerhead or Sneakerheads on Netflix. I don't know backwards or forwards how I said that, but yeah. So, did you see it, sir?
And I saw the backlash.
Your impressions of the show?
I want my disposition to be very clear. I dabble.
Mm-hmm.
I dabble from afar. Sneakers in general.
Okay.
But I often admire. I admire more than I dabble. So I'm still kind of clued in, but I'm nowhere close to like your caliber of sneaker collector or enthusiast.
It's like the reverse of technology.
Right.
Like I a little more than dabble, but you are the go-to when for me, you are the go-to when it comes to all things tech.
You hit me. You was like, yo, you need to watch this. I was like, all right, cool. So I put it on the list. And I watched it.
Right.
And I actually binged watched it because this was squarely Corona time, and I wasn't working at the time. So You know, it was about clearing through lists of shit that you needed to watch, right? It was weird. It was weird. I appreciated seeing it. Because I don't think we've seen the culture represented on a platform this large. Or maybe if we did, I just hadn't seen it. But it was kind of cool to see it. But in doing so, it started to fall apart for me in a lot of different ways. The narrative was fucking off. The storytelling was fucking annoying. And what was left... What was left was legitimately the sneaker porn. And that was very underwhelming. For me. And if that's underwhelming for me... Because there were a few bangers, like... There was a lot of name dropping and shit. And I was just like... Yeah, but there's like 5 or 6 shoes that I know would go ahead of that. You know, what they was calling Grail was like, is that, whose Grail is that? That's not the Grail of the collective. So I was kind of questioning myself like, I don't know, I dabble. So maybe I'm off. Maybe I don't know what the Grail of the collective. And we never got a chance to connect for me to ask you these things. Like, yo, son, really though, is that what the Grail is? Was that the reaction for this? Is this worth flying to fucking Japan for? You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. And then I saw the backlash, and then it put everything in perspective. But I think the backlash was also kind of too harsh. So it's a weird thing for me.
Yes.
Did I enjoy it? I tolerated it.
Yeah.
I didn't regret watching it, but I wouldn't watch it again. You know what I mean? So that's...
Right. Would you watch a season 2? Because there's supposed to be a season 2 coming soon.
Not with those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was some... there was some appropriation. There was some appropriation that was happening that I think a lot of the sneaker enthusiasts who were complaining about this are not willing or ready to admit was true. You've got your white boy with buku disposable income, and because he wants to be cool, this is what he does. That shit was on point to me. And you know the girl was the gatekeeper, and you ain't moving or shaking nothing without the gatekeeper. That made sense to me.
She was what you call a plug.
That made sense to me. The rest of that shit, I was like, I don't know if I'm here for that. So I don't know if a season 2 could get me to watch.
Okay. Any more and I'll tell you mine?
It was just weird. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just like, I mean, all right, it's a first attempt, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So, I don't know. Should I start with my impression, or I'll give you my impression first, and then I'll talk about guys like the Casual, who
he tore it apart.
For lack of a better, he kind of sort of berated it, but to his feelings, that I think that maybe you were trying to attempting to kind of understand. There was sort of a miss that he missed. So I'm gonna go into how I felt about it. So, the sneakerheads was a lot less about. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. Sneakerheads was an approach to a love for sneakers. However, the spin on the love for sneakers. So when I say love for sneakers, what a person like myself has to do to obtain a pair of sneakers. So let's say, just for shits and giggles, my grail would be the UNC Off-White Jordans ones. All right,
I'll take that as a grail.
So, right. So, how do I go about obtaining this grail? Well, and for some cases, in obtaining it for a price that I'm willing to pay for it. All right. I'm gonna have to make phone calls. I'm gonna have to get out there on my feet.
And you might have to let some of your collection go.
I might have to let some of my collection go, trades and what have you. I need to be, and this is not a, like, listen, I'm married, all right? My man here is married. But when we are enthralled in a lifestyle that requires you to network, I don't care if it's a fucking 19-year-old girl who just graduated high school. If she is the plug, if she is my plug, she's the plug. This is what I like. My wife doesn't understand it, but if I want to get those sneakers and she is my way to get them for a cheaper price, I gotta go through her. So, when it comes to, it was all the premise of sneakerheads was what sneakerheads do to obtain their grail. Now, how they were doing it was they were poking fun at the things that sneakerheads do to obtain their grail. It was very satire-ish. Right. So it's like, you got your mans that it's got some wild harebrained scheme to start this and do that just to get the fucking to death. It was so annoying. Yeah. There are hits and misses when it comes to that aspect of it. Then you have the uppity chick that is the plug. She's making major deals with people who spending major money, and then here you got this dude over here. She's like, all right, well, who are you? I don't know you. Why should I know you? And what can I profit from knowing you? You know what I'm saying? So she was over exaggerated. It's not that serious. Like, there's a girl who works in stadium goods. Cute girl, whatever, but that's not why I'm there, and that's not why I am having conversation with her.
It better not be why you are there.
Of course she is. Fucking, she can't do shit for me, but give me a discount on some sneakers that she can't give me a discount on because it's all consignment. But point is, I know. So what she, like, let's say for me, what her purpose in my realm and in my life is. So people sell sneakers, consign sneakers for different prices. The same sneaker can be a different price 100 times. So if there is somebody that's just willing to get the sneaker off, they don't want, like, let's say the sneaker resells for $1,700. Right now, the UNC Jordan 1s, off-white, resells from anywhere from $1,700 to about $21, give or take, 22. So somebody could walk in there and say, yo, I'm not really looking to kill people pockets. I'm willing to sell this I'll get this up for $800. For a UNC sneaker, let's say a better number, $700. It had topped out before it skyrocketed. So $700. They're like, I'm willing to sell it out for $700, whatever. So this girl's role in stadium goods to me is, I'm good with her. I'm good. I'll hit her off. Yo, listen, put this in your pocket. It's you. It's whatever. I don't know, $100 or what have you. I just need you to let me know. Well, if I'll give you here's $200. Let me know when somebody sends these sneakers in for consignment and they're selling them for $600-700.
I'll be there
because I want them. I'll be there. You You don't, but because there's things now when they hit the store, it is what it is. Because now it's going on a website, and even though they say Stadium Goods will say, "Oh, don't go by website prices because it's listen,
complicated."
It's complicated. So if Stadium Goods gets 5 pair of size 12 Jordan 1 breads, the highest price is the selling price for it's the asking price. This is the side shit that they can't and won't tell you. So let's say there is a market value, and then there is a store value. So let's say the market value for an Air Jordan 1 bread is $700. Anywhere across the board, it's going to cost $700. Well, at let's say Stadium Goods, the person coming in knows that the market value is $700, but they'll put it at, oh nah son, I need more money. I'm put this at $850. All right, so $850 is what you're asking for. The store takes 20%, sometimes less, sometimes more. I don't know. I think it's like anywhere from 10 to 20%, like something 30. Like that. It's something like that. It's weird. It's weird. So that sneaker that, let's say everybody else that bought their sneaker in and selling it for $700, they're like, that's, you set your price. It's too late to change it. So the person that comes in and selling it for $850, that's now the market value in that store. So all of them are going to sell for $850. That's why they tell you don't go off the
website price.
The prices, the website prices, because the website prices, once that $850 Jordan sells, now the next one coming in sells for $700. So
gotcha.
That's how they kind of sort of, the brick and mortar store makes their money, along with the cut that they get. So, and people don't know this. However, when you know somebody in there that, like they say, do you know that you can walk into a StockX or a Flight Club and negotiate the price? People don't know that, but you can negotiate the price, because that's not, people that know that that's not the price that everyone is selling them for. Some people are selling them for less. So you cannot sell me a sneaker that somebody is selling for $700 for $850 if all they're asking for is $700. So that's where it's like, oh, okay, we're willing to sell it for $700. Okay, that's more my buy. Here, there you go. So where this girl would come in is, she'll hit me up and say, yo, somebody just bought such and such, and you know the asking price for all these joints is $2,100, but dude only wants $700 for it. So if you come now, you say, well, look, I know somebody's just bought such and such in for that amount. My man's just said he bought it in.
So you slide off on the side.
Whatever you say. Yo, all right. So now the store can say, all right, well, we can't let this sit going for such and such and such. They got to make their money somehow. All right, well, I'm only willing to spend about $100 or $200 more over that. If that much. I say $150. I'll give you $850 for it, for a $700 asking. So now Duke gets his $700. Stadium Goods gets their extra $150 from me, and they get the of the $700 that Duke gets, take Stadium Goods money off the top. So he gets probably get maybe like six. So
it's sort of like a win-win for everybody.
Like that. for everybody. And that's how these consignment stores make their money. So this girl, to me, in stadium goods is the same as the young lady from
the show,
the Sneakerhead show. So now you have the dude that just wanted to be fit in, the white boy. He had money. He's the disposable income guy. He don't really give a shit. He just wants to be cool. Again, making satire of the people who are in this game actually. And then you have the Asian guy. Asians are notorious for buying in bulk and sitting online waiting for shit, and their disposition towards, and I'm not saying it's to be derogatory in no way, shape, or form. Their disposition, this is just what I see in just being around and shopping for sneakers and what have you. Their disposition towards buying certain sneakers is like, well, motherfucker, I my family made it anyway. Fuck you. It's kind of sort of like I should have first dibs. So that's kind of sort of the Asian dude's perspective on, like, I not only do I have this, look at my fucking collection at my home. I got
he's a
all
part
these,
of this just as much
whatever.
As you.
Yeah, it's everyone plays a part, and however, like the reseller, as we talked about, the collector, the hype beast. Like the Asian would be the hype beast, the collector would be fam, the boy who's married and wife was like, what the fuck are you doing with all the money and all that? He would be considered the collector. You got the plug, you have the connect, or she would be the kind of sort of maybe the connect. I don't know which one weighs heavier. But so it was just, moral of the story, a way to poke fun at the sneaker culture.
I can't disagree with that. I cannot.
You know?
Because I look at like, so there's John. John is white.
Yes.
And John, just like me, he dabbles. But there's certain things like, yo, he'll text me for some fucking dunks. Because dunks ain't my thing. He'll be like, yo, see if you hit. And if I hit, they're his. I'll cop. He'll cash at me the money, whatever. Next time I see you, there's your joints. You know he's done that for me plenty of times with Yeezys because he know I love high tops. He know I love ones. So he'll off the rip.
Yeah.
He'll just text me like, yo, I hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, we in there. So to see now, the show make fun of the white boy in this situation, like he just wants to be cool, is kind of like, yo, that's fucked up. Yo, that's fucked up.
But it and
then you got the Asian dudes, the hype beast. You know Brian.
Yeah,
Brian Wong. And Brian is in the world, and Brian, he's not a sneakerhead per se. But if it's dope, he's a hype beast, son. He just likes whatever's dope, whatever's popular right now. He keeps the ear to the street, and it's kind of like the way they perceived him as a poser. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say Brian's a poser. Like that's kind of fucked up too.
No. So
Brian it's kind of like
a poser.
The stereotypes around it was like, yo, this shit is wild off. Not to say that what happens in my bubble is a representation of actuality, but it's just. What I was looking at was like, I could have almost related to this, but it comes off just feeling fucking offensive.
I think that it wasn't necessarily meant to offend. It was, however, meant to it was like Dave Chappelle comedy.
I wouldn't see. All right, Dave Chappelle comedy, his level of satire is often from a place of supreme understanding around things. And he makes fun of shit where to a regular person, like, yo, that's funny. But to people in the know about it, it's just like, yo, that's genius. This right here was kind of like...
It was goofy. This was goofy.
And really, what threw it off for me is, we've been through this before. As black people, as often not as misrepresented people in mainstream. A lot of the things about us and our culture that makes it to mainstream in these type of ways are oftentimes exactly this. Like you understood a little bit of it. You understood 5% of it, and you put it out there in a way where casual people who don't understand it, who didn't know it exists, is going to look at it and be like, yo, that's funny. These people are stupid as fuck. It's like, no, that's not it. They didn't even do a good job of selling. Like, son, 30 seconds right now. When you see me, when Ramon pulls up, Ramon's pulling up in a bag of some sorts, often something metrosexual that's well over $2,000. He's showing up chic as fuck in all black, dripped in jewelry, dripped in a watch that's equally above $2,000, and some dope J's or Yeezys or Prada or Vuitton, whatever.
As someone would say, you're a hype beast.
When you know me, like, fam, I'm that meticulous about my presence. Like, when I show up, motherfuckers is like, yo, who's that? Because he got a little bit of the heavy hitting shit over there, but he's got a little bit of the heavy shit over there. And then I'm going to pull out a $30, $40 cigar. You get what I'm saying? So, like, that's just me. These are the things that makes me. And to have someone take a piece of me and do this to it, it's kind of like, yo, that's fucked up. You're not telling the whole story. They didn't even develop the baseline of, I still don't understand how or why these guys are quote unquote avid collectors. There's nothing about these two main characters that says to me that they're collectors. The way they were dressed is clownish. The shit they were wearing is clownish. Son, you rolled out of your bed to come drop off an XLR cable wearing better shit than anything I saw in this movie. You get what? So it's kind of like, yo, this whole shit is just misrepresented.
I agree. But I think the premise of a comedy spoof is to be misrepresented. Is that what it was, though? I mean, this was in living color, so-called comedy. This is like Mad TV, like. When you take a topic and you go all the way right or all the way left with it, it's only loosely based on reality, only because of its context and what you're using contextually. Sneakers and sneakerheads. We know how sneakers and sneakerheads are. We know how there are some people who need to have that sneaker. Some people that need to have that sneaker. You know that there are people in place that are considered the plug or the person to go to for those sneakers. You know, you have the supposed like the supposed Mark Wahlberg's character. That was a little extreme. I feel like they should have used the real Mark Wahlberg and not some whatever fucking
he was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I think that's the disconnect. What are these people like? If we could talk to whoever put this together, what was your direction? Was it satire? Was it comedy? Was it a documentary? Because the way you told me to watch it, and then the week before I watched it, I think I saw a few articles about a sneakerhead documentary. So I don't know who's driving the narrative. Is that really what it was? Like, if they out of the gate said this was satire, then I don't think we don't have a grounds to stand on.
No, this was comedy. It was comedy. Well, there is no satire comedy genre. It's comedy. It was a comedy spoof. You know, so it's just satire by a sweeter definition. You know, like, this is not a movie. This is not something that I would treat like a Star Wars. Like, nah, son, you gotta watch this. Look at what Luke did or look at what Rey did.
Fair enough.
This is yo, you ain't watching shit. It's kind of funny. I didn't laugh all the time.
I don't think I laughed at all.
Half of this stuff. Right, but it was entertaining. I don't think it was entertaining to the point of it being a comedy. Like, there's comedy that you laugh at, and there's comedy that you just are entertained by, and it wasn't comedy that I laughed at.
So let me ask you: do you think dudes like the Casual are upset because their world is almost never represented, and when it is, this the bullshit that they get? You think that's where this is coming from? The backlash.
No, I think this is an obvious, more. Well, I won't say it's obvious, because if it was obvious, then he would have probably maybe caught on. Let me first start out by saying I think the Casual is dope.
I fucks with him.
All right, straight up and down. I fucks with him too. I fucks with him for his disposition, his insight on a lot of things. On shit, for sure. Absolutely, and he lives in Japan and speaks Japanese, and I think that's cool too. So, and again, in the world of Japan, Japanese and parts of China, you have that group of people who believe that are very hype driven, is what I'll say. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call the Casual, and we're only saying his name because that was one of our, like, you sent me the video.
Yeah.
I watched it. I had saw part of it before, but I didn't get to see all of it. So I watched it again when I had a moment and you sent it. So when you hear their, I guess, disdain for the this here, because I think it's an approach very similar to yours. You're not really knowing what you're expecting when you cut on a sneakerhead something on Netflix. You don't know if it's a fucking doc. You don't know if it's just a straight up movie. Come to find out, you didn't read whether it was a comedy or not, because it did say right there it's a comedy. And then it's like, oh shit, yes, this is a comedy. So now your whole approach to the idea of a sneakerheads movie is on, or series is on Netflix, and it's supposed to be funny. So you kind of sort of preset your brain to whatever you believe it is. And if you preset your brain believing that it's a documentary, then you're going to be let down. So now it's like, what the fuck are they talking about? You know, like, for half of the initial episode, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
I felt that same way.
You know what I'm saying? Then I asked my wife, I stopped it, and I'm like, oh, this shit's a comedy. So now I'm like, okay. Now I'm watching it out of a different lens, and now I can kind of sort of pull back my reservations and kind of enjoy it for what it's worth. And they're making fun of everything that we know about this lifestyle. So, but the Casual, I'm thinking, went with it at a different angle. And I don't recall him even saying that he felt like this was more satire or spoofing.
I think he thought this was totally like some doc shit, and they totally missed the mark.
And I think that is, he missed the mark, and I'm sure he probably, if anybody watches him like maybe I do or the next person does, they probably roasted the shit out of him. Because that means that you come on, bro, you're supposed to be hip to this, and you missed the mark. But we look to you for this type of information. You're supposed to be on here and saying, yo, for what it was worth, this was hilarious, because we know people that are just like this, going hard for these fucking sneakers and shit. And here they are, they're just making fun of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just entertaining. You know, it was nothing more, nothing less when it comes to it.
It did have that Netflix silliness.
it was silly. It was just like fucking what is that with Jim Carrey type fucking movies? You know what I'm saying? The Mask or the other one where he wasn't able to
Liar,
lie.
liar.
He was liar liar. So it's just funny shit, spoof type shit. But I will just say this, and we can move on because I don't really want to stay on this fucking topic. We don't you know. But it's just it. What it did was it really opened my eyes that to know. I mean, it didn't really take much because I already knew, but sneakers are huge.
Yes.
Sneakers, and people. I remember when my dad used to call them tennis shoes, like, or he wore sneakers because my dad balled hard.
I see you ain't getting none of that. None of that passed down to you.
Okay, so here we are again. I have to put one of my many pair of sneakers on and take you to the court. Whenever.
My bad. Good.
So, but what was I saying? The thing is, it let me know that, I guess it would go without saying that, sneakers are just a big thing. It's a community that is very close to like a hip hop community.
Got you.
It's like it stems from fashion. Hip hop and fashion are already intertwined. So it's only par for the course to say part of fashion is your footwear. One of the first things anyone anywhere looks when a person walks into a room is at their feet.
Two. The feet and the watch. You're absolutely correct.
The only, and your bag, if you're wearing one. As a female, that's one of the things. They look at your feet, they look at your bag, they look at your hair. For dudes, if you're looking at a person's foot, then you'll see their entire fit. So, it's just a thing. And it's amazing how sneakers have become, the sneaker culture has become so forefront and so publicized and so commercial. Even as commercial as it is, it's a big thing, and it's definitely not where it was 20 even 30 years ago.
I mean, I worked in the fashion industry for 8 years in the luxury fashion industry, and I can't tell you the amount of times where I've been traveling for work and I'll get to the store and store manager will be like, yeah, I just cop, pull out their phone and start showing me shit. Everybody, son, everybody is in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a thing. It's its own
it
thing.
Sure is. It sure is.
So would you watch it again?
I would probably watch it again only to kind of sort of maybe get something that I missed, but I wouldn't watch it I wouldn't watch it. I'm
going to watch it again.
I'll say that.
Given the perspective you just gave me, I want to watch it through another lens.
Yeah, no. I think most people should. I think it was something that you sit and you watch and you take away what you take away. You feel how you feel, but like I watched Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel. Yes, I watched it again and I realized it wasn't that bad of a movie. It was okay. It seemed a bit rushed, but it was okay. So I mean,
fair enough.
I can't say that it's that, but moving on, and this is definitely a topic that how can I say it is a controversial Did I say
You
that right?
did.
Controversial. Yes. Very controversial. So, I'm going to read what I wrote here, and I will hand it off to you, and we'll see what your impression is and how should I maybe start it off and give my feelings and maybe
proceed, my brother. Proceed.
So I my question was, should a sneakerhead or collector, sneakerheads and collectors go hand in hand, let me get off the whole thing because this is cutting it off. Should a sneakerhead or collector not being able to purchase a very limited release be incentivized to purchase a UA, that's unauthorized, or a really good fake, if said UA or fake could not be noticed as a UA or a fake? And mind you, we've kind of touched on this before. You did a whole show about it, a whole episode about it, maybe a review. And
it's a wild fucking topic.
Yeah, like, so essentially, if I wasn't able to obtain, we both weren't able to get those Air Jordan 1 off-white
us and the rest
Chicago's.
Of the fucking world.
Right. Yeah. So right now they're about $3,000-$4,000, give or take. They put out a fucking unauthorized, which is probably not likely because they're not even. That's not probably not going to happen. But you got a fake. Now it's very easy to spot fakes of the off-white Chicago's because basically the exposed foam would be yellow at this point. If it's bright white or blue, you know they're fake. So, if you were able to get a pair that looked exactly how they should or would look if you had a new pair today. Should a person should they be incentivized or to purchase this sneaker? And let's say they're so good, you might even spend $500 for them, $700, $600, $400. But you get these sneakers in hand, and it is hella tough to tell the difference, if there are any. Should you feel bad? Should you be incentivized? I can't get what I want. Should I go back and get them?
Okay. I've danced with this before. A company out in China reached out and was like, yo, let me send you these unauthorized joints. Now, I didn't engage you. Purposefully, I didn't engage you. I said, send whatever the fuck you sending. And I'm doing my research on the side. First of all, what is unauthorized? I think this is where a lot of this is where it gets really complex, convoluted, hazy, foggy. Mm-hmm. Unauthorized is supposed to be, the general consensus is, an unauthorized pair of sneakers are a pair of sneakers that are made in the very same factory as the real sneakers, because Nike, Adidas, whomever, they pull the business card of many different factories around the world to make their shoes. It doesn't all come from one place at one time. And Nike says, Tawann, at your factory, I need 200 pairs of these. Right? Because it's about spreading the workload for them. You can't ask one factory to make 2,000 pairs. They'll just never finish in time. So you ask 10 factories to make 200 pairs. Tawann bangs out his 200 pair of shoes. Here you go, Nike.
Right.
Go fuck yourself. Here's your delivery. However, because because Tawann's factory made the shoe, you have the schematics, you have the blueprint of all the materials needed.
Yeah.
You know exactly how to make this. So you now reach out to your guys on the back end. You'll send me some more of that. And you make more of, you make another 200. Same process, same shoes, but Nike didn't pay you for this. These are unauthorized.
Yes, you are absolutely right.
It gets deeper. Because Nike's ahead of the game, they're not going to ask you, nah, you don't make the box. Just make my fucking shoes and send them. They got another company over here, which, that makes the box. So now, Tawann's factory says, let me call my man over here I know makes boxes. Which is oftentimes the way you can spot a not authentic pair of shoes because of the boxes or the tags. So the shoe itself may be identical, but the tag, maybe the shoelaces, the box, that ain't the real deal.
Yeah.
Now.
Right.
They sent over the shoe. It was the Pharrell human race joints. At the time, were going for way above $1,000.
Yeah. So those were, the ones you had were about 700.
They were up there.
Give or take. Yeah.
I got it. I did the review on this very same topic. Where do we stand on this? And the comments were wild. They weren't disrespectful.
Yeah.
But the comments had so much perspective I could have never thought. There were motherfuckers in there that was like, fuck Adidas. I would have willingly gave my $200-$300 to get these, but they chose to release them in very small quantities and I couldn't get them. So this is where I went to get them. There were comments in there like, yo, I cop, but I also cop these other joints because I'm not fitting to wear my real joints. Those are for the collection. These are for going to work. And I was just like, huh. And then there were some kids in there that was like, yo, fam, I only got what I got. I can't get them. This is the only way I can get them. Because the resale market is some fuck shit. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, these are technically fake. These are technically fake. But they're in this gray area where it's okay for many people. So much so that I was going to work one day. I forgot. I ran across the shits. They was in my closet for like months at this point after the review. I had no intention. I was like, man, let me get these fucking things and wearing them. And I wore them. You know what happened when I wore them shits? A dude in the train. I was getting on at 56th Street to come home, and dude tapped me on the shoulder, and he was just like, he pointed. He was like, I just copped on StockX last week. You're doing it. I was like, thank you, fam. And in my head, I'm just like, holy shit. He can't even tell the fucking difference. And it's not that they weren't comfortable. They were every bit as comfortable and quality. Again, the same shit. So now I'm just like, yo, this is a mind-blowing scenario. But then there's the snobs in the sneaker community, and there's snobs in any community, purists, I would call them, to make them feel fancy. That would be like, nah, them shits are fake. Under no circumstances is that okay. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
And it's this. So I don't know. And I can tell you, you mentioned throughout this whole podcast, you've mentioned two very important sneakers to me that I do not yet own. The UNC ones. And for me, I won't go after the UNC ones. I would go after the off-white breads because the
Chicago one, the
because
off-white Chicago
every
ones.
time you wear your bread ones, I try to rob you, son. I try to get them off your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like I need some bread ones in my collection. Now the bread ones, them shits are going for wild prices.
No,
not the off-white. I just want some ones that are of the black and red colorway. And there's like 2 of those.
All right, so listen. You got the off-white Chicago ones. You have the Chicago
and you got a red toe or some shit like that.
And then you got the bread ones. So the bread ones are black and red.
What are the prices of either of the last 2 you mentioned?
What's
the price of the off-white Chicago ones? Neither of these fucking things are within my expendable budget right now. So I got a little bit that I've been accumulating. I'll probably be ready in about a year to pull the price on resale for them. But here's what I will own, because you know my collection. I don't have any black or red ones. That's what I'm missing.
Right.
I have to have a pair of black and red ones. I don't know if I'll ever have enough to purchase it at resale price, even though I'm saving. Because the longer you go, the more like it always seems like the goalpost is being moved on them. Right? And then here's this site, because of what we do here at LD, our inbox is just fucking wild crazy. Son, there's all type of offers from China for fake watches, fake bags, fake sneakers, all this shit. It's all in there. And out of sheer curiosity, I'll join their WhatsApp groups. I'll join their Discord groups just to see how this shit is moving. Son, there's a company.
You wear what size? I'm sorry. $900 for
I'm actually pretty close to that. There's a company out there who makes undoubtedly the best fakes. They're not unauthorized. They are fakes. And they call them shits God killers. And these motherfuckers, they're doing it so crazy that motherfuckers on the forums are doubling and tripling up. And these are people who own the official shit. And they're like, why would I wear my official shit when I can cop these for $300? And wear them. That's what they're doing. So now I'm in this situation where I can cop. I can cop the breads, the Chicagos, and the off-white shits.
Off-white Chicagos.
All for the price of just one of these shits. What am I supposed to do here?
Therein lies the dilemma.
Real quick. There's a parallel I need to make. I will not, because I have a Rolex and I have a tag and all this other shit. I will never do this in the watch world because the quality of the pieces in the movement, you can't fake the movement.
Yeah, Swiss movement is Swiss movement. Italian movement is Italian movement. Perpetual.
So this doesn't exist in that world. I will never buy a fake Vuitton or Balenciaga or Fendi because my intention for these pieces is to pass them on to my kids. The fake one will never stand the test of time. However, these fake shoes look and feel very much the same functionally as the real shits. And the real shits are oftentimes out of reach. What am I supposed to do here? And I get on the train and I said to my wife one time, like, these fucking kids are out here balling. I'll be on the train and I'm seeing the off-white shit and I'm saying to myself, I know those shits can't be real. Cause I know parents ain't spending $1,500 for, and there are some, right? And I'm looking at it like, these shits are on point. There's nothing about these shoes that what you mentioned with the yellowing, with age. I'm seeing all of that. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking confused right now. And if I'm in this dilemma, I can't expect a 15-year-old to a 27, 28-year-old young man not to do that. Because it's not until you hit your 30s. See, your 20s is wild fun, and you'll never trade it for the world. But your 30s is where you really start to be able to afford whatever the fuck you want at whatever price it costs.
Right.
And they're not there yet. I'm in that situation.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't know. Do I want to spend that though? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's where I kind of am. I don't know. I don't know. And you know, I'm that motherfucker that's always like, yo, stop buying fake shit. It's the quality. And not only that, you're contributing to a black market that's fueling all type of other crazy shit.
Right.
But the reselling game is kind of, it is what it is. We're not attacking the reselling game. We had that conversation in the prior podcast.
Right.
Where it's just a very matter of fact. This is where we are today. Shit is unobtainable for most people. What do you do?
Ooh, this motherfucking mic, man. Son, so I was battling this very ideology about because so when the Off-White Air Jordan 4 women's sneaker, because it was only a women's sneaker, and but they had extended sizes where you could it went up as far as maybe a 14, maybe a 14 and a half. I want to say 14. No, okay. In men. Well, I'm sorry. A 14 women's was a 12 and a half men's.
So that could do quite nicely for us.
Right. So a 13 and a half men's was my size. A 13 and a half women's is a 12 men's. So I was on deck to try for them during the because it was a draw. However, you know, was conversing with my wife, a little more harsh than just conversing.
Fighting for the right to be a man.
And it was 9:55. By the time I got done talking, it was 10:25.
Damn, son.
So I looked back down at my phone, and I was like, "You son of a..."
It's now or never.
Like, no, son, it was never. The time was gone. The draw was done. So now, not only am I mad that we were perturbed at each other,
you ain't getting nothing out of it.
But now I'm equally as enraged because we were going back and forth, and I missed this drop. Now? So now, off the rip, resale value 700. So for me, 700 is my cutoff point.
Is it really?
I am not.
You're lying. You're fucking lying. 5, you have something in there that you paid more than 7 for. No?
Mm-mm. My Sean Witherspoon's, the Nikes, the Air Max.
I commend you because you do wear those fucking things a lot.
/1. Yeah, and I mean they're just really durable as fuck. And when I bought them, they were about 7. They were like 7 and change. I'm not gonna worry about 730 or 720.
Give or take.
So, yeah. So I bought them from Stadium Goods, and you know I walked in there. You know, people come in and leave. Excuse me, and this is where homegirl, because you know she was like, wow. I didn't let the whole thing impress me. I look at women who work sneaker shops like that, like strippers. Damn, son. Like, don't fucking try and finesse me into believing like I'm balling or like, you know, I'm the man because I just bought a pair of $700 sneakers and shoes. Because she said something like, I wish I could be like, no, I wish I had, she said, I wish I had somebody to buy me $700 sneakers. I said, oh, hey, listen, and you know me, I'm like,
I wish you had somebody too.
I can't help you there. Yeah. I can't help you there. You know me, I'm I have
they
a
call
fiance.
you No Smoke James in these streets. Ain't looking for no smoke.
Yep. No smoke. So, but I was like, I think we small talked it while she was ringing everything up because I bought those. I bought a pair of Yeezy, the Yeezy 500, the Yeezy 500s. And I bought a pair of collab the collab Vapor Max. They were the for Chris. So she wanted them, she liked them, whatever. They were the Vapor Max and what the fuck was the collab? I did because I have the what do you call what anyway. They were black and white, whatever. No,
you did a review on them. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. The
acronym.
Yep. The acronym Vapor Max. So, and when I bought it from them, so they were selling them shits for like $300. And then I bought the Yeezy 500s were like 500, 300 something. No, they were 2 and change because they never really went that much. And then I bought those for like, so I spent over $1,000 for 3 pair of sneakers. So she's looking like, God damn, like, she said, I wish I had somebody that can buy me some Vapor Max. And I was like, okay. I'm the fish
you had
that got
chance.
away.
I was in the
Sorry.
club last week. You ain't show up.
Yeah. Before I had a girl.
Yeah.
Your ass
ain't show up.
You was fronting. Yep. So guess what? Now I'm engaged. So go fuck yourself. But anyway, what was I saying? What was the moral of the story? I totally lost my point.
She was trying to finesse you into something more. And your point, the cutoff was $700.
Oh no! What I was saying was you was asking me how much I spent. What my most expensive sneaker was.
So it's the Witherspoons.
It was the Witherspoons, and I that $700 is my cutoff for any pair of sneaker. Like I'm like, it's not even so much about having the money. Like I can buy the fucking Off-White Air Jordan 1 Chicago's. I could, but that's foolish. Like,
so your point was you and your wife was getting into it, and you missed the draw. So now you at this dilemma where, what do you do?
So now they were $700, and I'm like, well, do I spend the $700 so I sat on them. That's what happened. I sat on the Air Jordan 4s, the Off-White Air Jordan 4s, and I'm thinking, they're women's sneakers, it's not going anywhere. Some of them shits were $9.99 the next time I saw them, which is in turn $1,000. So I'm like, I saw a drop. Like they went back down to maybe 8, and I was like, I need to pull the fucking trigger on these because I'm not getting them for any less. It went less. I still didn't buy them. Son, $1,200. $1,600. Now they're $1,999 too. Basically, they're fucking $2,100, $2,000. So now I'm looking at them and I'm like, so now I go to a website a couple of websites, and I'm looking at because Poshmark also. A lot of people get a hold of these UAs and these fakes or what have you. And I'm looking at reviews. People are reviewing the real versus the fake. And people out of there, these are people that buy sneakers just like me. And they're like, I can't see the difference. And then there's some that you can.
You just got to know your preferred bootlegger.
Son, listen, son. For me to have a pair of sneakers that are fake really good fakes, the only way for you to know that they are fakes is if you pull up with the same sneaker on and standing right next to me.
That's correct.
No
one knows.
No one
Except
in
you.
my circle, whether my work circle or my home circle, has these sneakers. So if someone says, yo, son, nah, nigga, those is fake.
How? Prove it. Show me.
I know, Pop, I might pop you. I have to pop somebody.
That's the Biggie line. Yo, this motherfucker with the... Wow. Stay in your place.
Look again. Look you know what I'm saying? No, real talk, but it's like son, if I can't go to a fucking sneaker convention with these shits
you can't exactly do that.
Because yeah, it's like, son, steer clear.
You got to know when to wear your Fugagas. So here's another lane, right? I went deep on the research on this. And what I found was there's a subset of people, and I chose to call them purists. There's motherfuckers out there in the sneaker world that's on some snobbish shit. Where if you ain't cop from a specific Stadium Goods Flight Club, you ain't cop at all.
No, not even that. I'll take it a step further. They're not purists, they're snobs. If you didn't cop from a person who hit on a draw on sneakers or hit on a specific store, not a resale store.
Yeah, if you ain't got the strings, you got
stores like Soul
to pull that.
If you didn't get from Soul Stage, Concepts, fucking if you got your sneakers from a consignment store, a consignment website, or any mom and pop store, because they say mom and pop stores, not just your name. Like, take for instance Get Set. I know they're real. You know they're real. They know they're real. I see where I've literally looked at their order book from Nike. I saw their Nike account.
Yeah,
I know they're real. They're going to say
here's
fake.
The crazy thing. It's not that they will say it's fake. So the reason I brought that up is because these people are the ones that are quick to say UA is not a thing. That's just marketing that the bootleg man is making up to sell you fake shit.
No, UA is very
right.
real.
That's what makes it so confusing. Because there's the people that saying UA is not a real thing. That's not how it works. Y'all motherfuckers don't know what you're talking about. The shit's a fake. Then there's people that's like, well, even Nike or Adidas didn't officially say those are real, so they fake, even though it's the same exact thing. And then there's everybody else on the other side. So it's super, and I don't think this exists in any other world. It's such a interesting niche thing. So where are you now? What do you do?
Right now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. All of me says, don't buy the fakes and the UAs, because I'm a sneakerhead, and being a sneakerhead, I don't feel like I can be a part of a culture calling myself a sneakerhead but copping out to, you know what it's like.
But let me ask you, what's your cop out?
Man,
is it you wanting to cop out or you have no choice?
I want to cop out as I have no. I want to cop. I want to is a cop out. I have no choice is not a cop out. I have no choice is not a cop out, because there are a lot of people who don't have the, like when I'm speaking to families and young people and people that don't have the money to buy this sneaker that they really, really want, but some jackass is selling it for $2,000, so he has no choice but to buy it for $250 or $300, and it's fake. That's a person that just wants, that he likes it.
Where would you put
wants
me?
It. I would put you as a person who, you like it. It was a choice. You so exercised a choice. I can't necessarily say it's you. Yes, in a sense, yeah. I mean, you copped out for him. I'd cop out for him. I'd cop out. I would.
So now, do you
listen?
Is this realm where like motherfucker just slided out a brand new Cadillac or some fucking crazy Audi? I'm gonna look at his fake shoes and be like, "You ain't got it."
See, and that's the point. That is the son. If I purchased the brand new 2021 Cadillac Escalade Sport, white and black, that shit is so fucking raw. Like, that shit's so cold. Motherfuckers screaming ice cold, and they just looked around and just said, damn, like that ice cold.
Ice cold.
I said, show you right. Yep. Like, son. And so now I pull up, and even on my fucking license plate says LD Kicks.
It does.
So, son, when I stop and get out of my car, I don't give a shit what's on my fake or real. Matter,
fam.
Them shits are real. Them shits are real.
You know, I can't argue that.
No one is going to assume it when you get out there, your Audi, and you put that one leg over that fucking hump, and motherfuckers see you climbing
chain
out that
swinging.
fucker.
What's up, fam? Tell me something about my shoes.
Everything is looking glistening, son. So you spent 70,000, 80,000 on a car, 90,000 on a truck, just for you to put some fucking $200 fakes on. That ideology can't be rationalized. Now, a person, because I have heard people. I've been on a train, and people. No, it wasn't a train. I'm lying. I was walking somewhere.
I know. Wasn't you in Burberry? Wasn't you up top in Woodbury or some shit like that? Is this that story?
No. I was somewhere, and I was wearing something. I can't even remember what. I can't even remember what they were. But I heard like dudes say. The couple of dudes, you know, they always grow balls when they're with their peoples. And I me personally, I'm not on it, but I could slap you and your fucking peoples, but that's another story. So, dude said something to the lines of, fam, look at those shit's nice. And the other one was like, yeah, them shits look fake anyway. So, you know, my ears do this thing where they move. And I keyed in. And I turned around and I looked at him. And he looked down and looked back at his man. I was like, yeah, I said in my mind, I'm like,
that happened to me. That has happened to me.
So, but because I was on foot, I was walking somewhere, I was going somewhere, but they couldn't see what I was driving because I'm on foot, I'm walking. So everyone looks like you when you're doing the same thing that everyone is doing. But the moment you step out of that, wherever you are, the game changes because they're getting on a train or on a bus or using a card or jumping a turnstile, and you're getting in a vehicle. So the people perceptualize different things differently.
They're assuming that you're doing
young people
the same thing they're doing.
What they're doing. Right. That's a young thing.
Is.
That's a young mind. I wasn't offended by it. I just chalked it up to them being young and stupid. So you don't know what this person has. You don't know what this person has in his wallet. You don't know what this person is capable of, what they're able to do, what their lifestyle determines. You're saying it because you want to look cool because you're wearing some bullshit, and your man acknowledged the fact that such and such is walking and he got them on and it's cool. But you're a hating ass anyway. Motherfucker. Absolutely. And it's burns you up that your man ain't complimenting your bullshit on your feet. So now how do you get the crowd?
Them shits are fake anyway.
Them shits is fake, B. Them shits are fake, B. And I might have been in King's Plaza.
Oh, well, you know.
I want to say I was in King's Plaza, and it might have been the fucking Sean Witherspoons. So I say this to say it's not that serious for me, and I don't usually take it seriously when it comes to people. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. People see shit and they compliment you. People see shit and they don't, or they see shit and they say something slick. I don't care either or. Because I go home, I got a wife, you got a wife, you go home, you go and you live your life, and I live my life, and those people that say that shit are the furthest from your mind when you get into your nest of things. So I think that when we talk about should a person be incentivized to buy, I would say yes. If you want to buy a UA or a fake, because it's not about
what you're buying, it's about how you feel, what you're wearing.
Right. It's not about being cool. It's about I like what this sneaker represents. I like what this sneaker. When I first saw it, I said I like this sneaker, and I need to obtain this sneaker by any means. Now, yes, I could. You know what? It would have looked even insaner if I was a bot motherfucker scooping. Because, so let's say if I had a bot and I just wanted one and I got it, people are going to look at me like, motherfucker, you use the bot.
So they
to get
invalidate your whole shit anyway.
So ain't no
even though
fucking
they're real.
winning.
They'll always find a reason to invalidate you.
They're real, but you used a bot to get them.
Yeah.
So you're now the scum of the earth. Because I didn't have a chance to win them like you won them. But guess what? Those up there, off-white 5s, are bought on GOAT. These were won on the Nike sneakers app. The same people that see me wear them will say, oh, them shit's a fake. Or they'll say, oh, the motherfucker probably got a bot.
Like, at what point, you just going to keep pulling out receipts? You know what I mean?
No, son. It's fuck you, man. I'm going to live in my crib in New Jersey or fucking Delaware, and I'm going to laugh at everybody that thinks what I'm doing is illegitimate or what I'm wearing is fake.
Yeah.
And because you ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, but you got a comment though. So with that being said, I feel like, yeah, man, listen, if you want it, buy it. Whether it costs $4,000 or it costs the box price, $250, $220, $200, $190, $100, whatever they are, I feel like if you want it and you are capable of buying it, whatever your limitations are, or if you have no limitations, whatever your gripes are concerning real sneakers or fake sneakers, whatever they are, if you want it, buy it. If you are a little iffy about the price, do what you gotta do. If for the love of the sneaker,
of the
for
culture.
the love of the culture.
I'm gonna leave it with this, because you know I've been after those Yeezy boots for some years now. Was it the 750s?
Yeah, Yeezy sneakers. The
black
750s,
joints.
yeah.
You know, it must have been like 3 a.m. I'm sending you screenshots of me on GOAT lowballing motherfuckers that's selling them gently used. Now here I am, right? I really want these fucking shoes. That's the ones that got away from. I really want these Yeezy boots, and that's my grill.
That's your grill.
That's my grill. That is such my grill. I've never asked my wife to put it on a Christmas list, Christmas birthday list. That's just me. I gotta get those. And I'm looking at the price. I think at the time they were like $1,900. And you had said something. You was like, you can cop some gently used. I was like, wait, what? So I'm on GOAT. And I'm going through, and motherfuckers is like $800, $900, but they toe up. So I'm over here like, yo, fam, come on, them shits stop it. I'll give you $250 right now. And motherfuckers is laughing. They LOL, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pull a fast one. But in my mind, I have about $500 to $600 for these shoes. Like, if I can get them for that price, I'll spend the money. Evidently enough, the same dudes I was talking about that makes these God killers, they got a pair. Guess how much these pairs? Son, they're $500 for some fake fucking sneakers. Now, fam, it's not about the money. It's about the fact that I can't fucking get them. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and this is how much I identify with the struggle. I could buy the fake joints that motherfuckers can't tell for $500 and be happy, because that's about what they were at retail anywhere. Anytime you spend retail for fake shits, you get a pass to me, because you were willing to spend that money. Yeah. But you know what? That's just not where we are right now. So for that same money, what can you get for that money? I understand that.
Yeah, nah, it's fair. I can't be mad at that. It is what it is, man. You do what you got to do with what you have. If it makes sense, do it. And remember, what makes sense to you doesn't have to make sense to me. That's what I be trying to get across to a lot of people I talk to. When it comes to something making sense, it doesn't make sense for me to take my wallet with all my fucking cards and my cash and throw it out the fucking window. That doesn't make sense to anyone. But oddly enough, there's somebody that could do it and feels like it makes sense to them. I can't be mad at that. It doesn't make sense to me in my household. But it doesn't have to make sense to you what I'm in yours. Exactly. So I guess that's it, man. Hour and 30.
Yeah.
Can we cap it off here?
Sneaker hours, son.
Sneaker hours, son. Sneaker hour and a half. I think at the top of this episode, we're gonna wrap this up. Top of the episode. We've been doing big things. Ramon and I has been moving and grooving. You already know, he already said big things are going, homeowner business. I'm not far behind. I probably hinted at Delaware to you guys. That's
Ain't
where
no
I'm
sneaker
looking
shops
for.
in Delaware.
He'll be Yeah, man. I heavy on the sneaker apps and the fucking you deliver, and either that or this release day, I have to make my way up the I-95. It take me about 2 hours, so I gotta leave ahead of time before 10 o'clock. So why am I talking about Delaware? Your boy is retired. I am no longer a city employee of the city of New York. Thank you. And it's
you made it to the end of the rat race.
20 years. You say it's like I would be looking older, but look how I got my black hairs back.
I did, motherfucker. I know what your shit look like. The fucking Santa Claus beard. I ain't gonna say nothing though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You know, I was like, you know, let me. I had bought some stuff.
Let me dock you out here with the Rudy Giuliani, the ink, the dark ink sliding off the side when you sweat a little.
Nah, that gentleman got it.
He's got no part of that. Correct.
Yeah, wrong. So that was like fucking shoe polish.
Yeah,
like,
he needs to readjust life.
Son, I can get in the shower, scrub this with fucking soap.
That's that LeBron shit.
Nowhere.
There you go.
This the LeBron shit. This the, you know. But I need to touch it up a little bit. Whatever. I don't care. It's like I can go gray. I
prefer the
black.
gray. I think the gray looks good on you.
Yeah, man. That's what the missus said. You know, she likes the grays too, and I'm fine with grays. I just wanted to.
Hey, I mean, this is the time, son. You ain't got nothing else to do, baby.
Yeah, I ain't doing shit else. So, you know, let me experiment, and I did. So, yeah, man, it's cool. It is what it is. A bunch of other things that I'll be getting into soon. You know, still on the books, but I officially don't have to work. And I'm off the books in the last day of December.
Fucking amazing.
And Lord help thee, bringeth the weed.
Good sensey weed.
Bringeth the weed.
Yes.
So, yeah, man, big things. Appreciate all the love and support we receive from our fans, followers, subscribers. We will be on all DSP platforms. You already know what it is. Spotify, YouTube.
Yes,
and we
sir.
on Apple.
We on iTunes.
Did we get that Apple thing? Shit. We on apples and oranges, apples and everything. Are we on SoundCloud?
No.
Not on SoundCloud yet?
Interesting. We could work that out.
We can get there. Ain't no biggie.
We out here rapping. We can get there.
Yeah, we definitely everywhere. We're everywhere you like to be. We are there. So that's it, man.
Nah, that's it.
Any more?
My name is Ramon.
That's it. I am the Kicks God. We are out of here.